told her, I never said we deserve to win. I said we can win. Now it comes down to, I blame myself. I jumped off sides, and they scored on that drive. We should probably get a stop right there, and that might not be, they might not even get that first 7. You know what I'm saying? The key is we got to make these guys earn to beat us. I think overall we're playing better. We're not playing great yet, but we're playing better. I think it's night and day the difference on how that defensive line is playing, how the linebacker playing. People are getting experience. So when I say we're a good team, it's like, people don't always look at the growth part. I know we're growing. I know some of these young guys who didn't get the opportunities, they're getting better. Let's look at the film. Let's break it down. Yeah, of course, young guys are still going to make mistakes. That's what learning is. But in terms of how I believe we are and where we're going, by the end of this year, y'all going to say Mike Zimmer didn't have all his pieces, but we sure did put a damn good defense together. And I can take that because I know we can grow from that.
Did you miss us?
Oh, man, did y'all miss me? I think it's the other way around. I give y'all all y'all feed. Y'all need me.
Don't confuse us with Rex Ryan.
Nah.
Yeah.
I see y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all should blow up a little bit more.
That's right.
I'm trying to get y'all Twitter pay. Y'all Twitter premium?
There you go.
That's you.
How do you approach this going up against DQ, given the relationship you had with him, his importance to you?
Oh, man, I would say, me and Q still talk to this day. He shoots me up text every week or two, more frequently, recently, maybe trying to get in my head a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But no, he actually helped me get some tickets to the game, too, for my family. So that goes to show you what type of coach DQ is and the type of players coach he is, regardless of where you at, whether you're playing for him and things like that. He's always about his guys, and that's my guy. So, it's going to be fun playing against him. I know he's going to have them rallied up. He's probably going to say it's shark week, it's fight night. We got to go to round 12. We got to knock him out. Rivalry game. I know his whole spiel, but I'm Tommy Jones tonight. That's how I'm looking at it. Like, I'm Floyd this week, so it's going to be a fun game.
That's how you stay upbeat these things. I mean, obviously, it's not a fun time when you're in the middle of a 5-game losing streak. You haven't won at home. And how do you keep a positive attitude and stay upbeat and find things to keep you motivated? It's part of that.
Man, I really look at it like I'm alive. I get to practice every day. That's not what's the best part, but I get to play. I get to see another week. Like, why would I be upset? And I'm playing for America's team. I'm doing what I love to do. Yeah, the outcome isn't what I always wanted or what I wanted to be, but I'm still blessed and highly favored. Like, I can't be too mad at my life right now. And like I said, I'm getting better. So,
Kind of. Zim to incorporate some of the things he wants to do defensively from what you guys did under
I think Zim likes to show a lot more. His Mabel 6-man up. That was different. A lot of things different, but also now, since I'm back, he's been incorporating more things that I kind of done in the past. So it's going to be slowly. We're going to keep working things in. We got new things in every week.
How you getting better?
Man, I get to practice with these group of guys and learning how to lead differently and learning how to become a better leader. It's challenging. In these dark times, like, it's easy when we was always winning and we was always the one whooping on people, and it didn't matter who stepped up and who was the light and things like that. And you was able to just kind of sit back and just watch everything and things unfold. But now, in the times, people are looking at me. Zim's talking to me about my leadership and how I need to be better. And I love that stuff because, it bothers me, like, when I feel like a coach is upset at me. And, he gave me a challenge, and I'm going to live up to that challenge. I can't tell you the challenge, but he gave me a challenge, like, personally, like me and him. And it's like,
Before the season?
No. Right now, after we're on this 5-game losing streak, he gave me a challenge. And I said, I told you I would do it. He said, nah, you got to do it the rest of the way. So I'm going to live up to that challenge. He challenged me, so I always like that from my coaches.
You said you like coaching your manager. Was he disappointed with your leadership?
I wouldn't say he's disappointed, but he always tells me stories about the great players he had. And he tells me how I could be one of the best players he had and the things that I have to do and how I got to scratch for every inch of the game I can take from it and how he doesn't want me to rely on certain things. And, to me, when, you got a coach like Zim who coached Dion, Danielle Hunter, all those great guys, and he's taking, because a lot of coaches be like, man, I don't care, this guy's talented, he does enough. But when you got a guy that's willing to say, hey, man, like, I don't want that for you, I want better for you, then yeah, I'm gonna always take that in, and it'll make me upset and do myself a disservice if I didn't appreciate that. You know?
James said he's not going to be on social media. How come you don't take that approach?
LeBron was on social media for 20 years.
Okay.
So what are you saying? I've been on league for 4 years. Now he's getting on social media. 4 championships later. LeBron was on social media when he won an NBA title. What are we saying
So
here?
in 20 years, you're going to be like, I can't do this anymore.
I might be done with the media in 20. You won't even know who I am in 20 years. I might have a beard and bald and be on a beach somewhere. You know what I'm saying? 20 years? What?
You'll be fat too and all that?
Yeah, LeBron also tweeted 6 months ago that son was better than NBA players. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or did you say he was on Twitter then? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't play that type of game. There's a bunch of Amon St. Brown has his podcast. Why don't nobody talk about his podcast? Like, there's a bunch of people doing podcasts. Don't bring that about Micah Parsons to podcast. Like, yeah, come on, Travis Hunter.
Maybe your podcast
He's
is
going
just
up for
more-
Heisman.
Maybe your podcast is just more exciting.
Hey, sometimes. That's what you get paid, right? That's why you get paid the big bucks. I don't know everyone's contract, but I get paid pretty well.
Micah, that Monday after the Eagles game, he made the comments about Coach McCarthy. He said that you guys talked. What was important for you to iron out with him in that talk?
You know, the most important thing is obviously how much respect and love I have for Coach McCarthy. Obviously, you never want to kind of throw shade or anything like that on your coach, but and I think, like anything, him understanding the importance of, I'm always going to be a player's guy first, right? I'm always going to think about the guys around me before anyone, because that's who I go to war with. You know, those are guys that's leaning on me and I'm leaning on them. That's how we feed our families. So, you know, that's kind of like what I wanted to get across. But we like hashed it out. It was all good and gravy.
When you look back at the comments, especially like the stuff about his work ethic, is there anything you would have changed if you could have gone back? to
Yeah,
that
I should have elaborated on that a little bit more. Obviously, when Jory or you know, talked about here. So when I'm talking about here, I'm thinking of Dallas Cowboys. I have no reference. I was in middle school or elementary school when Mike McCarthy was at the Packers and other teams like that. So obviously I have no relevance from that. So when I'm talking about here in the Dallas Cowboys and what was accomplished the most, you know, I'm thinking about the guys and I've only ever been here. So, you know, obviously no disrespect to his career and what he's made for himself as being one of the most winningest coaches, because you know, I could have just done better. I was angry, and you know, I just didn't finish. I wasn't as thoughtful as I usually am, and you know, I didn't think people would take that context the way it was. So that's on me. I lost, and I didn't want to finish, and I was trying to hurry up out of the locker room. So next time, I'll be very more careful about what I say. So you know, that's my apology.
You talked about how that's above your pay grade, his job. Do you want Mike McCarthy back next year?
You know, that's, like I said, that's above my pay grade also. You know what I'm saying? Mike McCarthy's always been good to me. He's always been a good coach. He won me a lot of games in here, and I had a lot of success with him. So, you know, the coaching stuff, I can't really control that, you know? You know, you asked me the same thing about Dan. And if someone offers Dan a lot more money, where he going? A better opportunity. So everyone, you know, it's an opportunist business. You see it in players, you see it in coaches. So it kind of is what it is. You don't really have, you know, a thought. You don't really control anything.
Micah, when we talked to you in Oxnard, a lot was made about how Zimmer's using you in different ways. Do you feel like that's been limited because of all the injuries to all the other defensive ends and how much?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's limited. I just think it took time, right? I was out for 4 or 5 weeks, and you know, we had a lot of stuff in. I was doing a lot of things, but also I was on a limited snap count too when I got back. So obviously, I'm doing a lot more now than I was.
How tough has this been part of your coach? I mean, you 25, your first 3 years here. That's all you've known. Certainly been at Penn State. This whole losing thing and dealing with this, and you know, when you lose, everything you say gets scrutinized. How tough is that part of your? I mean, is that part of your coaching, understanding the losing and being able to deal with that?
I mean, I would never understand losing. I can't understand it. I've always ever been a winner, but you know, I don't really think like this is like a blessing in disguise, because you know, it's just real hard being in that dark time. But like I said, man, learning how to become a light, learning how to do things right, even when things aren't going right, those type of things. I'm glad I'm kind of going through this, because I'm learning a whole different level of the business, the spectrum of like when things aren't going right. And then you kind of see the flash of when you're winning, no one cares what you're doing. Now when you're losing, everyone's reflective. Oh, he all he cares about the podcast. Yeah, he wasn't saying that when I had 10 plus sacks and we were 12-5 going to playoffs, right? Like everyone always has an opinion when things aren't going this way. So why have an opinion? You know what I'm saying? So I always say like people like to see when you're losing more than when you're winning, because people always like, you know, the underdog story. So I'm gonna just keep prevailing, keep doing what I'm doing because I'm pretty great at it and I love what I do.
What made you decide to talk today?
I just don't, you know, I'm just here, bro. I'm just, you know, I'm not gonna let no one make me upset no more, bro. I'm happy. Like I'm in a good place. I love my kids. I love my life. Like I'm just happy.
I don't mean no section, but last one. Pick the double-digit sacks is gonna be a jeopardy.
Yeah.
Can you get there? Is it important?
I wouldn't say, obviously, statistically, I wouldn't say those aren't always as important as I like, but I got 7 games. Let me see if I make
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to have an honest conversation about our Dallas Cowboys. The 2024 season has been nothing short of a disaster. From injuries sidelining key players to uninspired performances on the field, the Cowboys have found themselves at 3-7. And let's face it, every trip to AT&T Stadium feels more like a nightmare than a home field advantage. But amidst all the chaos, Jerry Jones, the man behind the star, has spoken. What does the owner and general manager think about this crumbling season? And more importantly, what does the future hold for our beloved team? Let's dive into this together. Before we start, a quick reminder, subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Your subscription helps us grow and reach our goal of 12,000 subscribers. Together, we can build a community of passionate Cowboys fans. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Monday night's 34-10 blowout against the Houston Texans was a painful reminder of how far the Cowboys have fallen this season. Injuries have ravaged the roster, effort seems to be missing, and fans are understandably frustrated. Tell me, Cowboys Nation, what's been the most disappointing part of this season for you? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Is it the injuries? The coaching decisions? Or maybe just the lack of fight on the field? Jerry Jones reflected on this dismal state, recalling some of the roughest years in Cowboys history. He said, "We won one game my first year. We've had tough seasons, and this one wasn't anticipated." But let's get to the question on everyone's mind. Is it time to cut ties with head coach Mike McCarthy? Fans are calling for change, and many believe it starts at the top. However, Jerry Jones doesn't seem ready to pull the trigger. In his words, that losing the team stuff is so overblown, these guys are competitors. So, here's the question for you. Do you think McCarthy should be fired at the end of the season, or does he deserve another shot? Vote now in the comments, keep or fire? Despite the struggles, there's a small glimmer of hope. The Cowboys are currently in position for a top 10 draft pick, which could bring in a young star to help rebuild the franchise. And let's not forget, the team heads to Washington next to face the Commanders before a Thanksgiving showdown against the New York Giants. The Giants are one of the few teams we've beaten this year, and they'll be starting Tommy DeVito. Could this be the spark the Cowboys need to regain some confidence? Let us know your predictions. Will the Cowboys turn things around in these next 2 games, or is this season a lost cause? It's clear this offseason will bring big changes. From coaching staff decisions to draft day moves, Jerry Jones has a lot of work to do to fix this franchise. But one thing is certain, Cowboys fans will be watching every step of the way. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Your support is what keeps us going. Let's hit that 12,000 subscriber milestone together. And hey, share this video with your fellow Cowboys fans. Let's get the conversation started. What do you think Jerry Jones needs to do to fix this team? Drop your answers in the comments, and let's talk about it. Thank you for tuning into Cowboys News TV. Stay with us for all the latest updates, reactions, and breakdowns. Until next time, stay strong, Cowboys Nation.